Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I am here with the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 1, Episode 7. Yes, I am on my cell phone today. This is not my tablet. This is not my computer. And it is a beautiful day, so I am trying to get into a better mood, but I am in a really bad mood. I'm upset that when I went to charge my computer so I could do my video today, the charger was not working. I don't know if it's the computer or the charger, but I don't know if it's blown out, but it just wouldn't work today. And I hate doing my videos on the Monday because I feel like it loses the drive and the interest and you forget what you want to talk about. So although I could have had access to another charger Monday, I really felt it was important to get the video done today. Tried to do it on my tablet, but that tablet looks terrible, you guys. And I was not going to have a bad morning and have to look gray and ashy on that Kindle tablet. It's made for reading. So I was like, I'm just going to use my phone. My first time using my phone for a YouTube video, so hopefully it turns out well. Actually, my second time, but this is a different phone. So hopefully it turns out well, and my notes are on the phone, so we got to go from the noggin, which is never good, but we're going to try it. But just discouraged because every time I just feel like I can never get ahead with my YouTube channel. My equipment situation is never good. I started out recording on a camera and an old computer, got a newer computer, upgrades have gone on, and now I'm out, really need to get another computer but can't afford it. Ordered the software, now the charger isn't working, so it's just, I feel like it's always something, and it's discouraging because I really do want my channel to do well, but I don't know, I just feel like I can't get right. Whatever, I need to get in a better mood. On top of that, I woke up at 11:30 today. I never wake up late on Sundays. I always get an early start and get stuff out the way. So for it to be almost 3 o'clock and I've done nothing, I feel all out of sorts. But I did go out with some friends last night for a birthday, and we were out until like 4:30. And even though I didn't drink, I was sleepy. I had one drink, but I think I was just really sleepy. So like I said, I need to get in a better mood. I know. Thank y'all for allowing me to vent, though, and tell y'all what's going on. Okay, so now we can move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville, now that I've wasted time. Season 1, Episode 7. We're going to talk about 3 main things. I know there was a lot in the episode, but we got to narrow it down or we'll be here all day, all right? So we need to talk about the Holts and their marital issues. We need to talk about Tisha's return to work, and we need to talk about the comeback group. So let's start with Tisha's return to work. Now, when they get home and Tisha's telling Marsau about getting back into commercial real estate and how she really wants to do it and how this is what she wants to do, Marsau is still with the plan, so he doesn't understand why Tisha is not going along with the plan. Why are you doing this? I'm not saying I don't support it, but I don't understand why. Well, Tisha is doing this because she wants to move forward with her career, and she doesn't want to live life with regrets, which makes sense. Thinking about asking her mom to come on and move in and help with the kids, which Marsau is definitely against, especially since the whole, you not wearing your wedding ring, Marsau, that ain't right debacle. He don't want one in his house. And her mom's the biggest help with the kids, so that's what we really need to do. I'm getting everything arranged. Marsau is asking how this is going to affect him, and she's just like, that's the beauty of it. It's not, because I'm getting everything arranged. And I know that Marsau said that they had a 5-year plan, a 5-year plan, and, waiting until the youngest reached a certain age. But to me, his 5-year plan sounded permanent in the way that he was talking on this episode when he told her, well, when you say you don't want to live in regrets, which one are you going to regret more, not closing these deals? Or are you going to regret more not seeing your children grow up and go to high school and go, and do all of these things that sounded very futuristic? Not sounded like something that was going to happen in the next 2 years. Was anybody else getting that vibe? It sounded like a, seeing your kids go to prom type of situation, which is years off for at least the youngest child. So is there a 5-year plan, Marsau, really? Or were you just hoping she would love the housewife thing so much that she just wouldn't ever want to get involved with anything else? You could tell me, bruh. I'm your friend. So Tisha's going to try to go back to work. She has an interview with a commercial investment group, big commercial investment group that she wants to get a position with so she can get into this whole commercial properties and really build, is it Schultz Industries, which is their company. And Tisha's rusty on the interview skills. I cringed actually watching it. I felt bad for her. And then it's something about the way that Tisha speaks that can give you like an airhead vibe. I know a lot of people were wondering, what is it about the tone of her voice? It's just her speaking voice it's very high, it's very pitchy. So when she talks, it's kind of like, I'm really trying to get back into the workforce. I'm really trying to do this, I've been a mom, so I'm trying to get around adults. And she didn't seem sure of herself in the interview. She was having a hard time answering questions. Sometimes she was stammering. As the interview got on, it did get better. But now I'm starting to wonder, just based off of a couple of episodes and some of the things that Tisha has been saying, does Tisha really want to get into working in commercial real estate, or does she just want to get into working, period? Does she just want to be around other adults? Does she just want to contribute? Does she just want to do more than being a mom? Because you can work in the office if you just want to be around people, if that's the thing. But the more the interview started going on, I started to believe her, but at the same time, I don't know if Tisha's quite ready for a full-time working load, which is what the interviewer is worried about. Can you really do it? Can you devote full-time? Can you be flexible? She's saying yes, but then she's also saying she wants to work on a part-time basis, 4 hours here, 5 hours there, and you can't really do that in that business. You have to be available and you have to be ready, is what she's trying to get her to understand. So I don't know. If Tisha said she got the job at the end of the episode, I would have put her on as maybe like a office manager. Like she just needs to be in the office right now for a little bit until she can handle the day-to-day. Like maybe she can assist with some stuff, but I don't know if I would bring her on as a full-time agent because I don't know if she sounds ready. You all let me know what you thought about her interview and what you think about her returning to the workforce. Also let me know if you believe that Marcel really does have this plan in mind, or does he want their goals to be a little more futuristic when it comes to her being a stay-at-home mom? Y'all let me know what you think. Now we're going to move on to the next thing, which is where do I want to go next? I think I want to talk about the comeback group, and then we'll save the Holts in their marriage for last because it's actually intertwined. Now, the episode actually opened with Kimmy open up wedding gifts and her seeing these birds that Martell and Melody bought them, and they did look like roosters, some type of china. And when Kimmy said she didn't like trinkets, I was like, my girl, I don't like trinkets all over my house either, but it's a gift, just take the gift and accept it or whatever, and don't try to see it as no shade, just take the gift, right? So when we get on over to the comeback group, all right, I don't even know why I told that gift story. That actually had to do more with the Holt's relationship, so I'll get back to that. So when we get over to the comeback group, they receive a call from the lender, okay, Richard, and I don't know how I remember his name. The lender is telling them that he's not able to move forward with the deal right now because he doesn't have everybody on the loan. He only has Melody, Martell, Kimmy, and Tisha. Not 6 people that are a part of the group. And so when I was trying to play with the numbers just aren't working out in a way where I can lend you the money. So now this is going to put everything on hold with the comeback group. It's going to put things on hold with the contractors. It's going to put things on hold with like all different stuff is going to put on hold. And so Melody and Martell are just kind of like, our name is the biggest in this. We have a reputation that we need to protect. And I will say that when this show first started, I looked up Melody and Martell. I looked up their company. They do really good work. They do have a really good reputation in that community. So can't take nothing away from them there. And because our name is riding on this, I feel like we need to move forward until we can have a meeting. Let's move forward in whatever ways that we can until we can talk to them about what's going on. Melody and Martell both feel like it's sneaky and underhanded for Maurice and Marcel to not be on the paperwork because they knew that all of their names needed to be there to assume the financial responsibility, not just put Kimmy and Tisha. So they're upset about it. They feel like it was underhanded. They feel like this is the Scott way, okay? I thought it was funny how they had like a Scott way and a Holt way. But they're going to talk to them about it. In the meantime, our name should be good enough to keep the contractors on hold for a week. So when they get into the meeting, I was disappointed in the way that the meeting went down for several reasons. When they sit down and they start having different conversations, I will tell you what it all boiled down to for me. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of why didn't you all sign this paperwork? Why were Maurice and Marsau missing? Maurice explains his side. When Kimmy and I signed on, according to the articles, we signed on as a unit, whatever their company is called, Scott something, Enterprises or something, Integrity, what, I don't know. We signed on as a unit. And so Kimmy can sign off on our company. Only that one signature is needed. And Maurice did a very good job explaining himself. When we got over to the other Scott side of the table, maybe they cut something out, but why did Marsau and Tisha come off very defensive immediately? And I feel like something may have been cut out of that scene. I hope it was, because Marsau was just like, I didn't need the sign. Tisha is the owner of this, and I didn't need to, they both were. And Tisha also, and it could just be the tone of her voice, I signed for our company because I am 85% owner of our company. And it was just, I feel like with the Holts and the older Scotts, the ones that's been Scotts longer, with them, it got heated at a quicker temperature with those couples than it did with the other couple, and I couldn't understand where that was coming from. So that's why I was like, was something cut out of the scene? So Marsau is trying to explain to them that Tisha is 85% owner of the company, so only one signature is needed for their business group. They don't need both of them to sign off. Martell and Melody's point of view is both of us signed off. Both of us have assumed a lot of the responsibility, and we felt like that was a slight when you guys didn't sign, and now we're not able to get the loan that we could get because all 6 of our signatures are not there. So Martell, he's not really listening to the whole article part. It's more of, no, you can get on the loan. You gonna get on the loan. It's kind of how he was talking. And then Melody is just frustrated with the fact that she feels like their reputation has been put on the line, and that they're taking on a lot of the ownership while everybody else, they're 2 lesser known companies. So if it goes awry, it's really on them and not on the other 2 when it comes to their name and their reputation. And when Martell says, and this was a very poor choice of words, I understood where he was coming from, but when he said, we're basically, we don't want y'all riding our coattails because we're a successful business here, I thought it was a very poor choice of words. And it got the whole meeting popping to an entirely different level. And while I understood everybody's point, I understood Kimmy and the articles and not reading everything thoroughly and not really coming to an understanding. I understood Martell saying, why can't we all be on there? I understood even Tisha's frustration and Marsau saying that, you guys just can't do what you want. Y'all are used to getting your way. You can't just, I felt like the tempers got flared and nothing was accomplished in the meeting. And when it comes to that, everybody was in the wrong. Because when you meet with a group, regardless if things have gone awry, regardless if there have been problems, we need to be solutions based and not reactionary. And everybody to me at that table was reactionary. I'm not going to leave anybody's name out. We need to be proactive in the future to avoid things like this. But right now, we need to figure out a solution based whatever. I'm acting like Tisha in her interview. We need to figure out a solution to the problem and not just start yelling and griping at one another, or this is never going to work. Now, for Tisha to be so mild-mannered, she get hot quick. So even when she's trying to defend Marsau is telling her, be quiet. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. I didn't really like that. But I think he just didn't want her cutting up. So, okay. But Melody is just like, you know what? All in favor of leaving the comeback group, raise your hand. Because I don't have to do this. I can go. I don't have to be a part of this. This was originally my idea, but I'm not going to deal with this. And I honestly feel like Melody was upset. She didn't like the way Tisha was coming at her. She didn't like the way Marsau was coming at her. She felt attacked. And because of that, she was just ready to give up the whole thing. Okay, I really think that if cooler heads could have prevailed, they could have came up with a solution. In addition to her being pissed about that, she was pissed that Martell tried to act brand new when they were just on the same page in the other room. Now, I will say, we husband and wife, so we do need to be a team. But I just think Martell felt that she was overreacting and pulling out of the group. Like, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. But it kind of looked like he didn't have her back, so she was even more pissed. Now, I'm not in the business. I'm not in real estate. But just to give my opinion on it, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Please chime in if you know more about the business. To me, it seems like when a lender looks at a certain deal, and if he's going to be able to give this loan, I know they look at a number of things, but I know debt to income ratio is very big. And so if you're just putting the 3 companies down, the debt to income ratio, it's probably going to be a little skewed because as a company, you take on a lot of risk, right? You take on other businesses and you probably have a lot of money, that's on the table right now and wrapped up in different things. And so maybe as a company, they may have had more risk involved than they would have had individually if all 6 of them just would have signed on. Their chances may have been greater because in their own personal lives, they may not have as much debt as the business does. And maybe that's where the problem stemmed from. Richard probably doesn't know the articles and what their business deal was. He may not have been aware of that. And in all honesty, this has been the problem with the comeback group, in my opinion, from the very beginning, even when they failed the first time. They don't communicate well with one another. They don't go over business well with one another. They don't talk out the ins and the outs the way that they should, because that whole thing about the articles and the signature should have never came as a surprise to anybody within the group. All right, I can understand how it can be seen as sneaky, but again, you guys need to make sure that y'all talk out every facet of your business so that things like this don't happen. And when things like this do happen, which they will, okay, it's always problems. You sit down with your business partner and say, you know what, how can I come up with a solution? Because, maybe I didn't realize something here, but how can we find a solution right now? And nobody was trying to do that. They were playing the blame game, and it was frustrating. But I understood everybody's point. But I can understand how the Holts feel like we got a lot riding on this. Now, the way they worded it wasn't good, but I can understand. I can also understand how the other groups were just like, y'all always got to do it y'all way. Y'all always feel like y'all are savior. We all put the same amount of money in, but be real. When it comes to a bigger business, y'all know they got the bigger business. So sit down and say, okay, how can we come up with a solution? I don't understand why it couldn't have been said, well, okay, I see what the articles are saying. That was an oversight maybe within the group. Let's talk about that a little bit more. And is there any way that we can secure this loan by maybe putting you guys' names on there? You and Marcel and Maurice. If not, what else can we do to make sure that we are able to secure this loan? And what can we do to do it in a timely fashion? Because I don't want to wait on this deal any longer and make it look like we're pussyfooting around when it comes to the contractors. I don't understand. I don't understand why that couldn't be done. But hopefully in another meeting, they're going to be able to come up with a solution. All right. So y'all let me know what you think. Let me know, business people, how it works, because I don't know. I'm just... like Roxanne always say, pontificating. And let's move on to the next thing. The Holts. I feel bad to watch a marriage, an African-American couple going through the things that they're going through on this television show. And there's so many layers that we need to talk about. And I'm going to try to do it in under 25 minutes. And we already at 18. So let's go. Okay. So... I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. So we know we left off with the argument on the boat ride. And you know what? This is a good place to start. Y'all remember what I was telling y'all about them birds? Okay, that Maurice and Kimmy got as a wedding gift from the Holts. Well, she meets up with Melody later because she wants to talk to Melody and have a conversation with Melody because everything went so well in Miami and she wants to continue their relationship. Now, number one, okay, we got a lot of points to cover here. Number one is, I think that Kimmy told the truth on it about her and Mel's relationship. We've been wondering, we've been trying to figure out, are they really that close? I'm going to say no. I feel like their husbands are close, their husbands hang out, and they hung out with their husbands on double dates and triple dates, but Kimmy never really saw it for Mel. And in all honesty, I don't know if Mel really saw it for Kimmy. I don't feel like they really liked each other like that. Kimmy felt like Mel was a little snooty probably, and Mel probably thought that Kimmy was a hater. She probably did. And so those two didn't really get along. Remember, I said they both have very strong personalities, and sometimes that doesn't always work in a friendship. It doesn't. And so I feel like the two of them are now trying to get back together and work their relationship out, not only for the benefit of their husbands who are friends, but even for the benefit of one another. You know, we're two people in business, Black women. We don't need to be arguing and stuff and carrying on and, you know, not being cool with each other. Let's be cool. So she takes her out. I thought that the dinner was nice. Let's focus on the good points. The good points to me were Melody opening up to Kimmy about her marriage, Melody opening up to what she's been going through, her saying that she kind of wished Kimmy would have been around more and letting her know that she does need help. She does need support regardless of how it looks. Those were the good things about the dinner to me. Some of the things that made me cringe with the dinner were these things here. Kimmy. Now, you know I like you. You're my girl, okay? I know I found out you a fellow Sarah. Y'all see I got my shirt on. That's no coincidence. It was kind of cool. It was a breeze, so I put my sweatshirt on. But I just really, I mean, not no coincidence. It was a coincidence. I just threw it on. But I know she's a fellow Sarah and whatnot. Now, I love my AKAs and Zetas and SG roles, so don't nobody think I am not one of those type of deltas that just ride for mine and put everybody else down. That is childish and stupid, and I am too old for it. Matter of fact, my best friend since 4th grade is an AKA, and I love her, and I love her sisters as well. So, child, please. Anybody who think I'm on that, you need to grow up too. And I know that Mel's an AKA, so great for them to be sitting together talking, whatever. My problem with Kimmy was, that's my girl, but if you didn't like the birds, okay, if you didn't like the birds and you sat there and you laughed at them and you talked about them and said you didn't like trinkets and all this, that, and the fifth, why you got in there with Mel and was just like, I want to thank you for the wedding gift and I love the beautiful love birds? And I was just like, now Kimmy, I don't deal well with no phoniness now. I'm not saying you had to tell her, yo, why is this person sitting back here in this parking lot like this? Like, I don't understand people. Are y'all recording the video? Okay, I'm gonna roll my window. They was being nosy. But I ain't saying she had to tell the girl she didn't like the gift, but just say thank you. We appreciated the gift. I sent you a card or whatever. Child, I don't know. It was just giving me a little bit of phony vibes. And then the next thing I wanted to move on to with the dinner was, I did not like the way that Kimmy was just saying, well, how many times is it going to be? And how many times do you have to go through it? And Maurice knows if it were me, but it's not you. Okay, it's not you. And thank your lucky stars that it's not. I don't like when people try to come at a situation like, child, I would never. And I was glad Mel told her, you don't ever know what you would do until you're in the situation. And if that ain't nothing but a whole bunch of truth, and Kimmy should know that because she's a woman of a certain age. She's not 21. Everybody knows that once you keep on living, you never know what you would accept. You never know what you would experience. You never know what you would be cool with or not cool with. A lot of times until you're there. And that is a hard life lesson that I've had to learn because I've said what I wouldn't do in certain situations, just in life in general, not even just relationships, and found myself in the situation and feeling totally different. So I didn't like that. We're not talking about you. If you want to be a support for somebody, be a support. You ain't got to tell us what you would and wouldn't do. And then the way she kept saying, well, when is it going to be enough? When is it going to be enough? Well, Kimmy, I don't know. All right? And you sitting here asking me all these questions ain't making me feel no better about it. Now, this is not me saying that, you know, Mel didn't have some moments that made me cringe too, because I'm about to get to hers, but I don't know, like Kimmy didn't come off as a support to me in the beginning, but towards the end, she did. So thank you, Kimmy, for cleaning that up. Mel, when you were speaking to Kimmy about her not reaching out to you and not calling you, and not really being there for you, and Kimmy said she sent that text message, you was gonna gloss over that before Kimmy mentioned it. Now, you wasn't gonna say nothing, but when she mentioned it, you did admit that she sent a text. Now, me personally, if I'm uncomfortable and I don't know the words to say, sometimes I will send a text. But I also realize that texting has ruined a lot of the forms of communication that we're able to have with just one another as humans. So I can get why Mel felt like that still wasn't enough, but you can't expect people to read exactly what you need in the situation. So don't make it look like she didn't care about you at all. All right, don't make it look like she just dogged you. However, it's okay to say, I appear to be strong, but girl, you know, I need some people around me, and I need some good people around me who gonna be there for me. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm glad she admitted that. So that was the part of the dinner. When Mel is later on talking to her mother about her marriage and her situation, I felt sad for her because she was trying to put on like this real strong, I'm gonna be okay. But when you talking to your mama, sometimes the tears just flow, because that a lot of times is your confidant, and your mom is growing to understand you as a woman, and it's just a lot that goes into the mother-daughter relationships. Kudos to mama for giving way better advice than mother-in-law. That mother-in-law didn't have nothing for Mel except for all men cheat. They all the same. What you gonna do? The mama kind of took it like, I will never tell you to leave your marriage. I will always tell you, remember the good times. Remember when you first fell in love and sometimes that will help get you through the bad times, which was good advice. The mom looks like Melody's older sister. She's beautiful. And Melody is just telling her, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep taking, because when is enough enough? And I don't think Martell realizes how much he has hurt me. I don't think Martell realizes that just him doing the typical things that he was doing before, that's not gonna be enough for me because of what we've been through, A, and because B, that's not the kind of woman that I am. And I know a lot of people probably took that as, oh, like, who does she think she is? She thinks she this, she thinks she that. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with setting a certain standard for yourself, because better you set some type of standard than accept anything at all. All right? I don't think Mel is being unrealistic in expecting Martell to do things differently than the way that he was doing them before, based on what they've been through. I don't think that. When she said that Martell is used to being in a community where men don't do much, and because he's done a little bit more than them, that's enough. That speaks to a lot of what we go through. A lot of what we go through with moms and dads, and, you know, living in certain areas, certain communities where you've seen fathers not do the best. So you feel like if you're doing anything at all, that's enough and you're a great dad. You always need to strive for excellence within yourself, not just based on the people around you. So I understood what she said there. I also admired when she said, you know, I got my kids and it's not just me. When the mama told her that the kids were saying certain things that they'd heard from Melody and Martell, she realizes it's not good for me to stay in a marriage for my kids if the marriage is not conducive to a healthy environment for my children. And for people with kids, you guys let me know. Do you guys feel you should stick out a marriage no matter what for the kids? Or do you feel like it's more important, even if you guys break up, that the kids realize that you guys are healthy individuals, both separately and together? You get what I'm saying? I think so often we stay in marriages, especially back in the day, we just stay and we stick it out and we stick it out. And the kids know y'all don't like each other. The kids know y'all barely deal with each other. But by title and name, you guys are still together. And that's something that should be held as honor. So when they meet other people, they stay together and they stick it out, even though there's no love there. And the kids aren't really being raised in a healthy environment. They have together parents, but not loving parents. So you guys let me know. People with kids, y'all let me know. Married folks, divorced, let me know what you think about that. Her mother gave her so much more, and I was glad for that. Mel, I hope you make the best decision. I don't know what I would do in this situation, and I'm not going to pretend to know, but I will say this. Martell, I don't want to say he doesn't appreciate Mel. I think he appreciates the